fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Marching in like a lion, ain't it? I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. In the middle of yet another nor'easter here along the shore. Reporting from outside my porch here, backyard, Little Egg Harbor. It's just about high tide back here, waiting on Wednesday to see what the tide does. I know while folks in Philly and North Jersey are contending with a lot of snow, Central, South Jersey, and Delaware folks along the coast dealing with a little bit of water this week. And all eyes are in the backyard. Of course, a quick look out Seven Bridges Road a good 2 hours before Wednesday's high tide. Marsh is, of course, flooded out, water up and over a couple of bulkheads. Now this, you look out here, all part of Little Egg, tuckered in an area that's marsh grass and sod and meadow. Not usually covered up with water like this, but that's, I guess, good news that most people don't have their boats in the water yet. Most are still in the yards. The wind forecast for the weekend ahead, it's expected to go offshore through Sunday, which should help normalize some of the water levels in the Back Bay and rivers, and maybe get us into a quick return to our 2018 striper season here in New Jersey, which got off to a heck of a start. On Thursday, March 1st, it didn't take too long for the first keeper of the 2018 season to come through the door. 6:05 a.m. at Absecon Bay Sportsman. That's when Nikita Grantham, he brought in his 29-inch, 8.5-pound striper to Absecon Bay. Dave Scholl weighed that in. Nick apparently caught that in the back bays of Great Egg Harbor Bay, back behind Ocean City. No, it wasn't one of those warm weather fish or a warm water fish. Neither was this one. It wasn't long after Nick brought his fish in that Bobby Erickson came down from LBI with an 18-pounder to Absecon Bay. He reported that off the LBI docks. Looks pretty green to me, so I would figure that's probably pretty accurate. We are hearing that bloodworms are getting it done for most of the fish in the region. Folks like Brinkman's in Philadelphia reporting some bloodworms taking some fish either there on the Delaware or up north along the Hudson River. Murphy's in Toms River reports much the same thing from Barnegat Bay and around the Toms River area. Nick Honachewski checked in on a hot bite Tuesday right before this weather came through. He said he had 25 to 30 fish with his buddies, each one of them, in about 5 hours of fishing. Meanwhile, up north on the Raritan, checking in with Phil at the tackle box earlier in the week, he told me conditions were pretty good to start the season. Said there's some bunker up there in the area as well, and some stripers moving through, so that's a good sign. In fact, Kieran and Kat Miller got out on opening day last week, mixing it up with some short stripers. I think a good weather window is about all we need right now. And again, it's going to be something to notice what that snow does up in the upstate and out west as that melts and gets into our river. Again, it's just mostly a rain and, well, a little bit of icy event here along the Jersey Shore. So this weekend ahead, it does look like better weather, and hopefully it dries things out, makes things a little bit better for your fishability. Meanwhile, Friday through Sunday, March 9th through 11th, if you want to check us out, the Fisherman magazine will be at the Greater Philadelphia Boat Show, the Greater Philly Expo Center in Oaks, PA. That show is Friday 1 to 8, Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 11 to 5. Johnny DeBona from the Fisherman magazine will be out there. He's at booth 82. To hook you up with your free gift from Star Rods for new and renewing subscriptions. Find out more information about that show at phillyboatshow.com. Meanwhile, Sunday, March 11th, the Asbury Park Fishing Club will hold their 25th annual flea market from 9 to 2 at Convention Hall. That's at Ocean and Sunset Avenue there in Asbury Park. Check out Rich Dunn from the Fisherman magazine. He'll be there hooking you up with free gifts for your subscriptions. Also, the 24th annual Manville Fishing Flea Market, that's also on Sunday from 9 to 3 at the Manville VFW Hall. That's at 600 Washington Avenue in Manville. Tom P. from Rack and Fin Radio, our field editor at the Fisherman magazine, will be there, and again, hooking you up for a free gift when you get your new renewing subscription to the Fisherman magazine. It's cold out here, folks. Can't stand it. Looking forward to spring. Hey, as you hit those flea markets this weekend, stay in front of the tables. You never know what's going on behind there, back there behind the table and behind the table skirt. Happy birthday, Scotty. Don't forget your papers, folks. New Jersey anglers wetting a line for stripers or winter flounder this week will need to get their free and mandatory registration. Go to saltwaterregistry.nj fisherman.gov. Delaware, you guys will need your license, which covers fresh and saltwater fishing wherever you are. And if you qualify for any of the license exemptions, you're also going to need the Delaware FIN number as well. You can go to dnrec.delaware.gov and you will find out all the information you need. Now be sure to pick up the March edition of the Fisherman magazine as well. There's info in my editor's log in the March edition about what the states are doing to improve data collection using part of that registry, but also the dockside intercepts and surveys. Check that out. Although I got to tell you, there's one correction in the March edition for you folks in New Jersey. After going to print for the March edition, the state's agenda for the March 15th meeting of the New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council meeting changed. That meeting location is not going to be in Galloway, but it's going to be in Stafford Township on March 15th. March 15th, New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council in Stafford Township. We may or may not find out about black sea bass, summer flounder, and porgy status. What I found out is the advisors have not yet met. The ASMFC is playing games. And of course, the state is still mum. No word from anybody at the state of New Jersey. Glad someone's smiling around here, Governor. Stay dry, stay warm. Look forward to the weekend ahead. Water's not too bad, folks, so if you're up someplace else and worrying about your house down at the shore, everything seems to be okay. Got another high tide to get through on Wednesday, and hopefully we don't lose any power. But we will see you this weekend at the shows, and next week, the Saltwater Expo in Edison will report from there. Catch them up. We'll see you next week at thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is brought to you by Okuma.